Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at something quite specific.
Yeah.
What happens when reality TV, that whole world, slams into the very real legal system?
Right.
We've pulled together reports on several reality stars who ended up facing serious charges, and maybe more interestingly, when they're actually getting out of prison.
It's a fascinating collision, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have these curated lives on screen,
Mhm.
carefully presented narratives,
Totally.
and then off screen, you have real life
Yeah.
and real law, which can be, well, very
And
different.
so our mission here really is to dig into these cases. What can we learn, about fame, accountability?
And that gap, right? This sometimes huge gap between the person on TV and the actual individual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start unpacking this. How about with Todd and Julie Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best?
Ah, yes. The Chrisleys built this whole brand, didn't they? Wealth, Southern charm. Seemed like a perfect life on TV.
Very much so. But reality caught up, a big disconnect there.
Absolutely. In 2022, that image really crumbled. They were convicted of some pretty serious financial crimes.
Like what specifically?
Well, defrauding banks, we're talking over $30 million in tax evasion, too.
Wow. $30 million?
Yeah. And the prosecutor, well, they basically said it was years of greed driving it all. It really makes you question the foundation of some of these TV lives, doesn't it?
It really does. And the consequences are serious. Julie, she's looking at release, January 8th, 2028.
That's the current day, yes.
And Todd, he's got longer, April 7th, 2032.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where it gets maybe even more interesting, Their daughter, Savannah.
Right. She's been very vocal.
Very vocal, pushing for their release, trying to get a pardon. She even spoke at the Republican National Convention in 2025 about it.
Which is quite a platform. And it highlights, well, a few things. Family loyalty, definitely.
Sure.
But it also makes you think, doesn't it, about whether public figures or their families get treated differently or face different kinds of pressure when it comes to the law.
That's a really good point. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Still in the reality TV world, but different circumstances. British Williams, formerly from Basketball Wives.
Yes, British Williams. Another case where the TV persona clashed with legal reality.
Her case involved fraud too, right?
Yeah.
But maybe a bit different from the Chrisleys.
It was quite extensive, actually, not just one type. She was convicted of tax fraud, insurance fraud, bank fraud, and even scamming pandemic relief funds.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. It totaled over $500,000, around $564,000. It suggests, a real pattern of deception, not just a one-off mistake.
And the sentence reflected that, I imagine.
It did. October 2023, she got 4 years in prison. The current expected release date is December 24th, 2025.
And it wasn't like she fought it all the way, right? She pleaded guilty.
That's right. Pleaded guilty to 15 felonies.
15. That's serious. A felony isn't just a minor offense.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Often involves significant prison time. She's currently at FCI Waseca in Minnesota, a long way from the Basketball Wives lifestyle. And, if you think about both the Chrisleys and Williams, it does make you wonder about the pressure.
Oh, sure. How so?
Well, the pressure maybe to maintain that certain lifestyle you see on TV, does that sometimes perhaps push people towards taking huge risks, towards illegal actions? It's something to consider.
Yeah, food for thought. Okay, finally, let's turn to a case that's frankly deeply troubling. Josh Duggar, known from 19 Kids and Counting, his story. Well, it's a particularly jarring shift from that family image to criminal conviction.
It really is. And this case involves something much darker.
Yeah.
In 2021, he was convicted for possessing child pornography.
Just awful.
Truly awful. The details that came out from prosecutors about the files, images involving young children, even toddlers, it's just deeply disturbing. It underscores the absolute severity of his crime.
And the sentence reflected that severity.
Yes. In 2022,